I don't personally use social media all that much, but it's definitely all around me. And my friends all use it. They're all on Snapchat and Instagram and TikTok. And that's been hard for me since I've always been the odd one out who didn't have all of that.
And like that's when I think I started to feel the need to like change myself, was when I was exposed to social media. And then also I think I became very reliant on it because it's so big among teenagers today that if I don't go on social media for a day, I genuinely feel like I'm like might be missing something, or I'm kind of like not in the loop, or like even when I go on like vacation and I like haven't checked an app in a couple days, I come back and I feel like I'm like behind, or I'm like I don't know what's going on, because things change so quick and people are updating everything so fast. So it's like once you start, like it's addicting and you have to stay in it because you're like part of it now.
Yeah, you don't want to miss anything because there's always something new and there's always a new trend and somebody's always saying something different, and you don't want to be like behind and you're like, wait, what does that mean? What is that? And you think you're like uncool.
It's definitely sort of changed me as a human being, but I don't think necessarily in a bad way. It sort of exposed me to certain aspects of the world, certain world problems, and also to like in ways that kind of have shaped me into the person I am today.
Adults tend to see social media as this homogenous thing that is the devil in their eyes. And in a lot of ways, it has bad aspects, but people use it for good things as well. And it's a part of our society now, and I don't think we can escape that.
I feel like a lot of the time, sometimes adults make me feel like shamed for having a life on social media, but that's literally, I've never known anything else. Like I grew up on social media. Also, they were the ones that invented it. So I think if they were just straight up honest, like there's like dangerous and harmful things on social media, like I would have been like, oh, okay, I don't need to be on it. Like,
yeah,
I think they just need to be straight up and honest. Of course, kids can't fully understand because they want to fit in, but like, if I was exposed to things like a few years later, they wouldn't have had such a big effect because I was more grown.
Me at 19, I look at it different because of how much I've seen and how much I didn't need to see.
Real life lends itself to an authenticity that is really hard to capture over a screen. It's hard to tell people's emotions, what they're really feeling. And people tend to say things or do things online. They're emboldened by the fact that they're not face to face with somebody, and they'll say things that are damaging way more often than they would in person.
The ways that you can interact with people on social media, like on Snapchat or something, like I feel like that kind of changed the way that I perceive interactions with people, like how I trust people.
I feel like I would just be more open and just be like, it's cool, it's fine. You know, I wouldn't be so like annoyed by the littlest thing.
Unlike a real life relationship, I think like online relationships are so much more sort of like under a microscope, in the sense where like everything can be so constructed a certain way. It's not very genuine. It's not very, I guess, like sincere. While in real life, you can, you're getting real reactions in real time, and you're getting to experience somebody's personality in a way that you can't get through a social media platform. Whenever
I'm texting someone, it's hard to tell if they're really laughing or you're really, you know, like the tone of the conversation, because we could be talking but we're seeing it in two different ways even though we're saying the same things.
There's so many ways to just like overthink about everything, and I think everyone views social media differently, and think some things are serious, don't think about other things. So it creates all of this like stress and anxiety that kind of comes out of nowhere. It comes out of how you interpret it, because you're just looking at a screen. Like, it's all a game, and it's about like how you appear to other people. And I think at the end of the day, like, none of it is really genuine. It's all kind of about appearance. I think the most dangerous part of social media isn't even just that everyone can see it, but it's that everyone can post regardless of your education on something. Like, little things can just blow up and you're not getting real information. You're just getting what someone posts. Like, there's no way to really check that or know.
Verify if it's true.
Yeah.
If you get social media, you need to be comfortable in who you are as a person and not be steered by what you see. So, and it's definitely a pro in finding communities and people who relate to you and do things like that. So it's a big way to just express yourself and be out there. But like, you have to know like how far you're gonna go with it.
Social media has like helped me in a lot of ways, and also just like, it's hard to imagine my life without it. Like, what would I do? Like,
Yeah, you would be like, what am I supposed to do now?
Since I've got a phone, I have become much more connected with real world events, and that has been one of my favorite things.
I always tell myself, like, I love making people smile. I love making people laugh. So I like, when I'm on social media, I like to do that. So without it, I feel like I'm not reaching out to people and being able to, be a part of the community that I've been in being on social media. So it would, kind of just lessen how much I got going on and just lessen the amount of things I have going on in the community around me and just keep me in a box.
my number one thing is like, listen to each other, because I think that it's kind of like a battle between like kids like really fighting for their own rights to have social media, and then adults kind of fighting against it a lot of the time. And I think both are valid. It's like a balance, and we have to communicate and understand each other, because there are things that I have realized as I've gotten older, like I understand completely why adults restrict it, but then they also have to realize that they've never grown up in a social media world. So I think it has to be a balance, and there has to be like communication there.